Hi lovelies, welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today we are going to stuff my husband's first check for the month of August. If you're new here, please take a second, push subscribe down below, I'd really appreciate it. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little bit more of your time with me. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And if you wouldn't mind, please take a second, go down below and smash that thumbs up button for me. All right, so let's get started. My husband is an hourly worker. He gets a different paycheck every 2 weeks, but what is consistent is that his check always fills up our cash funds. This is 2 weeks for us, and we also have a little bit to put into our sinking funds, depending on how much his paycheck was or was not. So this week we have $590 to stuff. Now I have already put $120 into fast food. We needed that before I could get around to stuffing these. So I've already moved that $120 into my fast food envelope. I also have already moved over $100 to our money market. We used to have an RV. It used to be one of my cash. Now it's no longer because we paid that off. So since then, that money now gets transferred over. And then $300 of his check goes and sits to the side for cash expenses for the 2 week time frame. And what we're left with is $590. So let's get into this. We're gonna start with gas. My cash envelopes, I do not track what goes in and out of them at all. So I just put in the money. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 goes in for gas. This will be 2 weeks, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 for both my husband and myself. Oh, look, there's $1 in there. Go us. Is it more than $1? No, it is. It's 2. Yay. I'll probably end up using those for my scratch and save later. All right. Up next are groceries. So this fluctuates. My budget line starts at $275, $250, $275, depending on how much he gets paid, depends on how much really goes into it. So today we're going to put $300 in. So $200, $250, $270, $290, $300 is headed into our groceries. Most of this will be spent in a jiffy. Groceries are expensive. Allowance, our youngest gets a very small allowance, and that's because, well, he does very few chores. So we're going to drop $10 into here. Paper products is a different budget line than my groceries because they are different things. I want to make sure that my paper products really are being spent on that. So we're going to add $20, 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38. I recently got, what did I get? Toilet paper, paper towels. I feel like I got something else too, but I don't remember what it was. So that came out of my paper products. Our pet. So this is a multi-purpose pet. This is not just for our little love bug, but this is also for the birds. My husband has a huge addiction to feeding the birds. And of course, you know, birds in my house, like everybody else, is spoiled, and they only like the really expensive stuff. So I have to make sure that I always have money for bird food. So when he wants it, I can just go get it. So that's our pet folder. Cash. So something you're going to notice that's different is, one, I usually give myself $20. However, the envelope is empty. If you've been around, you can probably guess why my envelope is empty. For those of you that are new, my envelope is empty because, well, Duncan keeps stealing my money. I wish I could stop them. I really do. But man, I even work from home now, so to go to Dunkin' really is out of my way. Used to, I worked out, and it was nice to be able to just, you know, swing in, not swing in, that kind of thing. Now, I have to drive out of my way. I have to actually get in my car to go. But Dunkin', needless to say, is still stealing my cash. So instead of putting 20 in, I'm putting 25 because, well, I've overspent. So we have to take care of that. All right. And the last cash envelope that we're going to put money into are toiletries. We're going to add 15. What did I get recently? I got something recently. Hair stuff. That's what I got. So I know that I've spent some money out of here recently. All right. We said 15. So let's turn that around and see what we have in here. 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57, $58. And these are my cash envelopes. Now, really and truly, this one is for 2 weeks, and this one is for 2 weeks, and this one is for 2 weeks. Everything else is really my paper, my pet, and my toiletries. I work on building those up so that when it's time to go spend something on them, I have that money. These are not, I don't spend this every 2 weeks. I truly save up my paper products and my toiletries and go bulk buy all of that stuff. And then pet is just whenever we need snacks, treats for the dog, or bird food. So these three really are my only cash envelopes, and my fast food. I do have a fast food envelope, but it's in my wallet right now. Those are the ones that are my weekly. All right, so let me put those out of the way. All right, now it's time for the fun part, and those are my sinking funds. I have a ton of sinking funds, way too many here. I should probably go over them one day with you guys, but that's not today. Today we're going to work on stuffing some of my cash funds. So we're gonna start with back to school. My youngest actually is getting ready to, actually by the time this video posts, he will have started school. We have spent way too much money on back to school supplies, back to school clothes, back to school everything. This envelope is something that we intentionally put a minimum of $50 in, $25 chunks, plus a little bit extra throughout the month. So my husband, we're putting an extra $10 in, and that is to buffer up what we've spent, because I literally have wiped out clean the back to school envelope. Like I have to, when it's time to budget out my check, my next paycheck, like I have to like rearrange serious budget lines, because although there's $29 in here right now, I like overspent by a couple $100 on back to school clothes. So yeah, we have a problem there. So we are going to add $10, because originally that's all I had budgeted for this line. So that's $39 should be in here now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Can I not add 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. See, that's my problem. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. There's my $39. Sometimes you just can't add. Who knows? But like my child, I put $50 into his lunch account, so I know he's good for the next month. And then I've taken out a huge chunk for clothes, but we still have more clothes that I have to cover paying. So back to school, really, although it says back to school, should just say school. I do continue to fund this throughout the summer, not just through the school year. You know what I didn't do? I didn't check any of that off, but that's all right. Up next is debt pay down. So the big chunk of debt pay down comes out of my check. My husband, we just put minimal in from his, like right now it's empty, and that's because I took everything to the bank not too long ago. So we are gonna add $10 more. So there is $10 in here, yay! We are in the process of working on paying my car down. All right, emergency. So we have, if you've been around, you know, we have 2 emergency funds. Those emergency funds, some of them is a, hey, we have an emergency right now. And then I have a savings challenge emergency fund. My savings challenge emergency fund really and truly is long-term. It's probably a couple years worth of savings. I am in no hurry to get my savings challenge one done. So we're gonna take $5, put 2 into my nickel challenge and 3 into my actual, hey, we have an emergency right now. Let's add today's date. We're adding 3 more, which will bring me up to $69. And really and truly, some of this may have to disappear. My husband's, his oldest daughter called and needed something, so I may be taking some money out of here instead of somewhere else. So 2, 4, 6, 65, 66, 67, 68, $69. All right, so that's my emergency. Up next, e-wedding, my favorite savings challenge. Okay, it's my second favorite savings challenge. This, we are working on the 100 envelope challenge for us to be able to save $5,000, and we're gonna put 25 to the side for that. Up next are family birthdays. So we just had a birthday in the house. Spent way too much money. Like, I am convulsing on how much money I spent. We spent the 100, actually we ended up spending 130 out of the birthday envelope. there are 6 of us in the family. We put $50 every month into here. We split it up into two $25 chunks, so that we have my $600. 12 times 50 is 600, and that gives us $100 birthdays. Well, we went over that. Because we went over that, thankfully, we do stuff a little bit extra here and a little bit extra there. So we really have to take time and make sure that I get back ahead in this. Right now I have 14 whopping dollars in here, and that freaks me out. So today's 25. Today's 25 leaves me with $39 in here. 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, $39. And this, our next birthday is not until November. So we definitely will have the 100 in here, but I'm fretful that long term, I'm gonna have to work something out again. We have 4 birthdays in a row. We have a March, April, May, and June birthday. So that's $400 that comes out in one huge chunk. So I'm a little fretful that we've spent a little too much. May need to rebudget something to make sure I can get this up and have all 600 throughout the next coming year. All right, savings. So we're gonna skip a huge chunk of envelopes that are not getting stuffed today. Savings. So I wanted to chat for just a minute about savings. The last time I stuffed my husband's paycheck, I talked about the savings being up to $130, and that $130 was getting really high. I was going to need to rearrange some funds and figure something out, and then I added another 15 from my daughter's car insurance, so that brought the envelope up to $145. Well, it's empty, and someone was questioning, what do you mean rearrange your money and move stuff around? Well, I keep our spendable savings in 3 different locations. I have the largest chunk inside of a money market account that's growing minimal interest, but that's where the majority of our spendable savings, and that's what this is. This is our spendable savings. Most of that lives in a money market. The second place I have it is we keep a small amount of spendable savings cash on hand in case we need it. All of a sudden something comes up, we agree, we spend that money. And then the third place I have it is this envelope. And this envelope really is the catch for my husband's, what we put in from his check for savings. And the reason that it comes in here instead of just getting transferred into the money market is because we actually have multiple banks as well. Our money market is not the same place as the checking account where his check gets deposited. So because of that, I withdraw it, I stuff it in here, and then he and I talk about how much is in the house and how much is in the money market and where we want this money to go. So I hope that helps explain what I meant by it's time to shift and move money around. I make a personal choice not to have any trackers in here at all. I do know instantly how much there is. We have a tracking sheet in the house that is very quickly, easily, I'm repeating the same word, that is easily accessible, and I can immediately go and say this is how much we have between all of our. So sorry about that. Don't know exactly what happened, but all of a sudden the camera decided it was going down. All right, so where I left off was that we just have lots of different locations for our savings, but I don't track with any placeholder trackers in here. So let's add another 20. Yes. Which gives me 20 in here to start working towards my 100, 150. All right, and then the last 2 things we're gonna save for our savings challenges. We have a holiday savings challenge. We're gonna drop $5 into it. And then for my 1 month ahead challenge, which is my favorite savings challenge, my 1 month ahead, we're gonna put $5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into here. And that is my husband's check. $590 quickly stuffed, put away, and ready to go. If you have any questions, please drop them in chat below. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.